Ranked 81, Edmund Kemper, the co-ed killer. The man walked into the police station calmly, no panic, no hesitation. He asked to speak to an officer, and then he waited. When they finally sat down with him, he began to talk, clearly methodically. He explained everything, not just what he had done, but why he had done it. And the officers listening began to realize something unsettling. This wasn't an interrogation. This was a confession from someone who understood his crimes better than anyone else. So the question became, why would a serial killer turn himself in? And what had he already done before walking through that door? A number A name, an account that cannot be undone. Tonight's entry, Ranked 8110, confirmed victims suspected unknown. This is the story behind the number, Edmund Kemper. This is Behind the Veil Truths. Act 1, the first signs. Long before the headlines, there were warning signs. As a teenager, Edmund Kemper committed a shocking crime. He killed his own grandparents. He was evaluated, institutionalized, and eventually released. Doctors believed he had been rehabilitated. But one question lingered. Had he truly changed? Or had he simply learned how to appear normal? After his release, Kemper returned to society. He held jobs, he spoke politely, he blended in. But something beneath the surface hadn't disappeared. Act 2, the pattern emerges. In the early 1970s, young women began to disappear in California. Many were college students, hitchhikers, people who trusted the wrong stranger. Kemper often picked them up along quiet roads. To anyone passing by, it looked ordinary, a man offering a ride. But what happened after they got into the car was something only he fully understood. And what made the case even more disturbing was that Kemper didn't act impulsively. He planned, he reflected, he analyzed himself, which raised a chilling question. Was he learning from each crime, becoming more controlled every time? Act 3, investigation and mistakes. During this period, Kemper did something unexpected. He spent time around law enforcement. He visited local bars where police officers gathered. He spoke with them, listened to their theories, even discussed the ongoing murders, and no one suspected him. Why? Because he didn't fit the image. He was calm, intelligent, cooperative. He didn't hide in the shadows. He stood in plain sight, and that created a dangerous illusion. Could someone be so open that they became invisible? If you follow stories where the most obvious truth is the hardest to see, consider subscribing to Behind the Veil Truths, because this case shows just how easily perception can be manipulated. Each sentence can be long if the input requires it, but must not exceed 30 words. If a sentence is longer, split it into 2 or more natural sentences without altering the content. Act 4, the discovery. The turning point didn't come from a breakthrough. It came from Kemper himself. After committing his final crime, something shifted. He left the area, drove for hours, and then he called the police. At first, they didn't believe him. He was too calm, too detailed, too composed. But as he continued speaking, describing things only the killer would know, the reality set in. The man on the phone wasn't speculating. He was confessing, which led investigators to ask, why now? Why stop? Act 5, arrest, trial, aftermath. Edmund Kemper turned himself in and gave a full confession. He didn't deny his actions. He explained them, analyzed them, almost as if he were studying himself. During trial, he was found guilty and sentenced to life imprisonment. But what set Kemper apart wasn't just what he did. It was how he talked about it. Calm, detailed, self-aware. He became a subject of study in criminal psychology, a man who seemed to understand the darkness within him, yet couldn't stop it. Before we close this case, if you value deep psychological insights into cases like this, subscribing to Behind the Veil Truths helps keep the series going. Because as this countdown continues, the patterns only become more disturbing. 10 confirmed, 10 lives stolen. Rank number 81 is behind us. But the descent continues, because the next case on this list reveals something even darker. This is Behind the Veil Truths, and we're getting closer to number 1. Next episode, the number changes again, but this time the killer didn't turn himself in. He was discovered because of something no one expected, something hidden where no one thought to look.